G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knacker's Yard, or Nat's Kitchen. So it's going to be a bit echoey and you can hear the dishwasher in the background. I'm going to do a strip down of the carbs from the XJ650. Not a clean up on this one, not a refit, not anything else. I just want to strip it down and see what I've got. Now, before I get to that, I did take the switch gear off. It has had dropper paint, not my greatest job ever, but I have tested it. In terms of continuity, tested it. It all does what it should. I haven't tested it on the bike yet, however I don't think it is this. I did the continuity test on it and it was all fine. I think following the advice of some of you guys, and there's an element of, does this need to be earth on the bar? Don't know for it to work, but there's a possibility of that. But also side stand switch, I haven't checked. There is one on the bike according to the manual that's arrived. Dan, you'll be happy to hear that. In fact, been my light reading for the last couple of nights. There is a side stand switch on it. I can't find it on the bike. I had a quick look, but it's dark. And it's so gungy, that bike, so I'm going to have to give it a good clean, I think. So side stand switch, maybe clutch switch. My only concern about those is it should still start in neutral, and I have got a neutral light, and the neutral light does go out. Yeah, not sure. I've also done a quick oil change on it just because I had 20 minutes today and just drained out what was there. Obviously not an ideal one because I couldn't warm up the engine. But I got some really, the oil was dark and cooked and beaten, but it was there. There was no lumps in it, no chunks. It's got some clean oil in there. This evening is sponsored by Grolsch. A crappy day at work, so I'm chilling out. So if you remember, I did take one bowl off, and it wasn't all that bad. I've also taken off a jet, a 120 jet. Might have a look to see what's supposed to be in there, main jet. And started to take out the pilot jet, which is a 40. I think it's a little bit mangled, but that was me trying to get it off more than anything else. What I think I'll do is probably fast forward you through this, because I may have to go and get other bits and pieces. Just take the rest of the bowls off. So let's get these loosened first. Right then, quick swig. So these are obviously inverted, so they're upside down. So we've got carb 1, 2, 3 and 4. Is that correct? No, wrong way around. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 and 4, so 3's off. Let's have a look at 4. Get rid of that screw. That's not too bad at all. Float seems okay, or float seems fine. That screws out, try and keep them together. Get 2, bit muckier, but it's dry. Not too bad again. One looks fine. Actually, they're not too bad. Well, that was a bit stuck, but it's loosened off. Yeah, that don't look too bad at all. Right, let's get the jets out, see if they're all going to come out. 120, 120, that was a 120, 120. 40, that was a 40, that was a 40, that was a 40. I'll have a look up on in the book to see what they should be in a second, but see if I've got the right size screwdrivers to get them out, and try and get them out. There's a washer underneath each one of those. Now I found a washer loose earlier and I assumed it wasn't from there, because when I tried to get that jet in I couldn't get it deep enough. I have to look up in the book because I don't see how that fits. That'll be why. Because the carrier drops behind it underneath. That's attached into the needle. Right, I'll have to remember that. So it does need the washer over the top. It just drops. So I've got a couple of little pots over the side. I'm keeping my bits together. So I keep all the jets together and I keep those washers together so I don't get them mixed up. Right. Right, now I have a ridiculously long screwdriver, but it's got a big flat head, and I used a smaller one trying to get the other pilot jet out, and it started to break the brass, whereas this is the full radius diameter, so it's less likely to cause damage. Still see through that one. Oops. Yeah, so if you go at something large and flat like that, you want to be covering the whole surface area. If you go with it at something smaller, you're going to start nipping away at those edges a bit more. Yeah. It's not terminal, it's just a little bit more damage than I would like. Right, you can see through all of those. I think this would have run, but if you're going to do it, do it. Right, so let's just tweak out the strut. See, look, that's beautiful. It's really clean. I'm looking to see if there's like a ring around it. There is a bit, but not a lot. And what I'm also going to check is, have I got anything I can do it with? Possibly not. Let's try. It's just to see whether or not. I'm not sure if you can see that depressing. It's depressing. It's depressing. So that, I think that's fine. It just needs a clean. Do need a socket set from the garage. Yep, that's fine. Right, I need, that looks like an 8mm to me, to get those off. I think I'll also grab a bit of lube. Now there is some crap kicking around in it, old gasket, so it needed this, just not as badly as I thought it would. Yeah, right. Just going to pause you, go outside, get my 8mm. Right, and we're back. Tiny blast of oil because it's just dry. I don't think it's particularly stuck. It's deep socket. So not particularly stuck, just needed a little bit of brute force and ignorance. So, still got the gauze on it. Not looking too bad actually, I have to say. I do wonder how many of those gauzes are going to carry on. A little copper washer on there as well. See, one of the best things about doing this on video, fucking how old are you? Yep, looking good. It's starting to come off a little bit, but I'm not going to mess around with that now, so that I can refer back and remember when I need to do it. Now, I don't want to use those coppers again. I'm sure I've got a box of new ones in the garage somewhere, in the yard. See all that white, how much you can, yeah, you can kind of see it, that white keck in there that's just dried off fuel. Yep, that'll clean up. Copper washer. To say this is about this is so much better than I expected it to be, but about as consistent as I've had. A little bit crushed, but still there, still functional, still in one piece. That is good. Can I drag these out the top? I don't think so. No, it locks off, that's fine. So it looks like they've got to come out the other end. That's brilliant. Right, air jets on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know what, this is just going to get in the way. So that is the intake rubber. I mean, that's quite hard, not well hard. Yep, I'll replace it anyway. It's come off at the fuel tank end, but I'll keep it for I'll keep it for length, if you excuse the pun. Certainly for now. I wonder if I've got the right driver to get in there. Oh, I might have. Can't quite make that out. I think that's 36. No, it's 36. Again, I'll have a look at the older book, see what Mr. Haynes says. All the same, whatever next. Right, so that's the air side. Engine side, I have all the butterflies. I do have my new throttle cable arrived. Before I get too excited, let me just check. Yep, that's going to work. That fits in. Right, that's good. Butterflies look good. Got a little bit of burning on one. Burning as in marks on the butterfly. A little bit on 2 actually, nothing on 3 or 4, which suggests that it was running a little bit rich, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that concurs with the spark plugs, I think. Right, so let's turn this the way it should be on the bike, because it'll help me. Memory. So, talking 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yeah, left side, right side. So for your future reference, Nat, right side's got the hanger for the choke. So 4 has got the hanger for the choke. 3 has got the lead for the throttle cable. 1 and 2 are bare. Right, I'll probably just zoom you past this, but let's try loosening them all off first. Right, one being a bit of a dick. Let me go grab my grips and see if I can get that. Alright, let's try a bit of mole grips action. There you go. Not a lot of space there, but enough, which is nice. It says. Don't really want to have to break out the Dremel, not this time of night. What's it this time of night? 9 o'clock. Right, so let's see what we've got now. And this is into the diaphragms. Obviously there is a spring and a rubber diaphragm underneath, so you know, these are trying to push up. Right, so under 4, in 4. God, that's an old reference. Although, judging by my viewers' stats, I think most of you will get it. For those that don't, bullseye. Jim Bowen, what a star. Right, so we've got the hanger for the choke. I think I said clutch earlier, I meant choke. That's sprung. No lumps or chunks falling out of there, which is good. Spring looks clean. Smells of fresh rubber. Just being careful, trying not to break the diaphragm. Still oiled, nice. Still a fair amount of rubber left in the rubber, which is good. Needle looks clean, bit of spring left in it. I could strip it out the back, but frankly I am not feeling the need for speed. I think what I'm going to do is find a box or a block and just jam those in. Okay, battery box. I think I forgot to mention that the battery arrived today and it fits, although I've not wired it up. Right, what am I doing? Because this rubber is old, but it's fine, I don't want to leave them on this side because I'm going to deform it. So I've just made holes. I'm just going to do that. That's not a nat top tip, I've literally just thought of it. I'm not a genius. Now I do know that that plate at the bottom comes out, but I'll do that in a second. Let's get all of these bad boys off first. Right. Let's find somewhere to put those. Now I've got a torch. One there. It's like I'm organised. Now down here. Right, so I've got 2 jets on the side, which don't often come across. I put my torch on my head. What I am going to do is just see if poke up. There you go, up that hole. For the main jets, got the jet holder, which again looks clean. Jet holder, it's probably got a proper name, but it holds the jets, so it will be known as the jet holder. Just poking it up with a screwdriver, probably not the best way of doing it, but I don't like just turning stuff upside down and letting things fall out. That's fucking amazingly clean. Right, so that's all of them out. Don't have to worry about them falling out. Beautifully clean in here. And let me get some pliers to run those. And I'm back. So 55. Now, whoever's been in here before knows what he's doing. I'd argue probably better than I do, because none of these are jammed in. They're actually put in with a good amount of pressure. 195. So, that future reference. Engine forward. The larger one of the two was in the front. So 55, 195. Because it's a bit dark. Right, so we have 1 times stripped carb and 1 times really fucking happy nat. But nothing stuck, nothing too bad. All the jets were clear. That would have run, he says, if it had power and everything else. But I can't see anything blocked. I'm not going to clean it now. I haven't got time, I've got other things I need to do, but I can give it a decent clean out and a proper clean through. I do have a sponsor. I do have a ultrasonic cleaner. It's only a tiny one, and the heating element on it's fucked. Now that's my fault. I left it on and it burnt through, but it still ultrasonically vibrates. So I just need to put hot shit in, like boil the kettle and do it that way. But it's not going to fit this in. But I can do all the smaller parts in it. But I think what I'm going to do, yeah, I think I'll do that. Will be the next job, which I won't film because that'll be fucking boring. Tell you what I haven't done, drain plugs in the bowls. Let's see if these buggers want to get out, or whether or not this is the bit that's going to depress me. We'll put a little bit of penetrating oil on that. I'm not too fussed about it getting on stuff because it's going to get cleaned anyway. Because those drain plugs have been exposed to the elements. so they are more likely to not, excuse me, not want to play. Oh. They don't seem keen to want to play. Plus, I've got them off the bike, so I haven't really got a lot of leverage onto them. But what I can do, because I ain't in no rush, today I'm not anyway, what I can do is give them time. Do something that would otherwise be a bit stupid. Put a load of oil in the bottom of something that shouldn't have oil in it, but I can leave them to soak in a bit of penetrating oil. So, drain plugs could be a bit of a bitch, we shall see, but let's leave them doing their happy thing. Right, so not the most exciting of videos, hopefully something slightly therapeutic. That is the inside of a XJ650 carb. It's going to get a bit of a clean up, chuck it all back together, see what happens. Right, that'll do me. I say a bit of a clean up, quite a lot of a clean up. That'll do me. Not going to do that on camera, it's dull. But I will let you know how I get on with those drain bolts. But we shall see. We'll let that penetrating oil penetrate. Cheers all, I'll catch you later. Ta-da.